Hi everyone, it's me, Dennis Lee. Yeah, you might have seen one of my videos on YouTube pertaining to how Laura Stropman and the clerks, Doris Sipes, and crooked lawyers literally tried to rob me, tricked me in many forms for giving up jurisdiction to El Paso while I am presently living in Wyoming for 13 years. I don't have a Texas driver's license and so forth. Now, this video is not for me, guys. This video is for you who live in El Paso, Texas. My heart goes out to you. If you have to deal with a system such as this, a system so evil, such a fraudulent system. But I do want you to understand, presently you feel as if there's no hope. Presently you feel stressed out. You feel the media doesn't want to hear your story. You feel as if you are all alone. Your little kids are taken away from you into systems that you don't fully understand. And it's very important that you pay attention in this video, guys. The 388 needs to be fixed. Justice needs to show her face. Justice, truth, love, and loyalty and respect needs virtue in its entirety, needs to show its face in the system of El Paso's 388. Now, you might be there saying, let's punish Laura Stropman. She's the one. But let's look at it. I've assured you guys I'm a military, but let's look at this house of cards for what it really is. Let's say we get what we want in general. Laura Stropman to be punished for yes, she has committed fraud and treason and extortion and racketeering. Yes, she's guilty for all these stuff. Can you prove it? Pause for a minute. Yes, you have the case before you. Yes, you have past documents that you have received. But can you prove it in a court of law? You see, you don't understand the terrain of the warfare that you are fighting. You don't understand that these people in this system, it's not just the 388 guys who have done this fraudulent act to you and your family. It has done it to other persons outside of El Paso. It's a big racketeer scheme in Texas. You don't know how far this house of cards go. But one rule you do know about cards, and if you're building a house of cards, if you pull one card out, many will fall. Or else they will rather kick one card out to save the entire system. Now, stop looking at it as if it's just one person. It's a big racketeering organization. Yes, it's a corporation. Yes, I've done intense research into this. But what I want you to do is to figure out how we can solve this problem. How you can get your kids back. How you can fix it. For one, you are not aware of the contracts that you have signed. Yes, the marriage decree. You gave the El Paso, Texas jurisdiction, and not just jurisdiction, but in your contract, you gave them a third-party interest with your children and your family. As I continue to share with you how I cause Laura Stropman, Doris Sipes, and all these other lawyers to panic and to be afraid, right? But it's not about me. It's about giving you some tools that you need. Now, guys, it's a big fraud system, and I want you to get this in your mind. But one judge at a time is very important. You want to do something, but you don't know how. So, what I've done, I've put together this website. Yes, a simple little website that you are on presently right now. We, the people of El Paso, Texas. Guys, I live in Wyoming. But I understand what you're going through. I've been there. I've literally suffered the tension of not knowing what to do, but have to go and find books and read and put paperwork together and find this. I tried to hire a lawyer who was literally trying to screw me over, but just because of books that I've read, I literally knew that this lawyer was not working for me. And it's very important that you understand this. Lawyers, as we continue through this very video series, lawyers don't really work for you. Their first primarily job is to the state, yes, to the court. That, for example, these lawyers that you have hired to help you with your kids and custody issues and visitation, these lawyers don't work for you. They work for the state of Texas, the court. They're a part of a bar, a group, barristers, guys. They know I know much about their little system and their frauds and their racketeering. But these lawyers, they work for the court first. Second, the community. Third, you. So when you pay your money to some of these lawyers, for example, the court appoints you, your child, a guardian ad litem. The church, the church doesn't even come in to help you. Your church that you presently go to, if you're Catholic, the religion. So there are many things that I can explain to you to allow you to understand the position that you're in. But it's very, very important for you to understand that this problem with lawyers and judges, it's very, very dangerous. You're in El Paso. I'm not there. You can get in trouble with this system's job goes from police, news media, goes straight up to your senator, goes straight up to your senator and representative, guys. This is fraud to the highest. If you should just pause to think about it, what I just said to you, this fraud, it's so big. But I want you to understand that we, the people of America, El Paso, Texas, what we need to do in order to understand our battles, guys, is we need to understand the terrain in which we're fighting. I'm not going military on you guys, but you need to understand the system you're fighting against. You're not just fighting against Laura Stropman, guys. She's just a cog in the wheel. You pull her out, another cog will come. The system is so fraudulent that it has caused many heartache, stress. This thing can literally kill you, guys. Blood pressure. They know whenever you go into their court system or participate within their court systems, it's like you're performing a ritual. And their job with the prosecutor, apart from getting you to be the trustee and all these stuff that you I will share with you, so that you can understand your case better, and how I literally fought mine and got them to pause many times. And I've literally entrapped them, but they don't know. They're in a box right now. All I need to do is just send them a bill and sue them. But I'm just awaiting the right moment to start the warfare. You see, they brought me into their legalese. Legalese are words that they use, guys, in their court system that you don't understand. You don't understand the battlefield, the terrain of the battle. So you went in, answered questions, and you gave them jurisdiction. You gave the judge power over you. But I want you to understand one thing. Judges can be punished. Judges, lawyers, they can be punished. There are always places that you can file a complaint. There are places that you can get things done. Remember, guys, I'm not in this for the election to try to stop Laura Stropman from winning and to put in, I think, this other lady. I'm not in all that. I want justice for poor, rich, whatever, black, white, justice in a court system. The judicial system, guys. When you go there, you expect justice. But instead, when you go to the 338, it's something else. It's fraud. You feel as if, and you know for a fact that the judgment was wrong, but you didn't know what to do. And because of this, your life is in the position that it is right now. The courts are in a new business model. Admiralty law, maritime law. They want you to be surety, liability, and they want your kids that you signed on that marriage certificate, but not knowingly in this contract, right? I don't want to sound too legal with you in this video, because this video is just our introductory video for a campaign that I want to literally use to help you, not help me. We need to do these things. You see, right now, Laura Stropman, yes, she might have done good things to other people. But yes, you have felt the sting of the bee. While we are here trying to understand why a judge would be so fraudulent. And not only her crooked lawyers, friends from the bar group. You see, they work together to get you into the court, to sign, and then they make contracts and sell them in the municipal bonds and stuff like that, guys. It's very important you understand that your children or your child, let's use the word that God called it in the Holy Bible, your sons and daughters. The Bible says in the 10 Commandments, honor thy mother and thy father, so that thy days might be long upon the land that the Lord thy God has given thee. Children, he said, notice the Bible says, honor thy mother and thy father. It didn't say honor thy parents. But in your mind, you don't know where the word parent comes from. It's a word that they have created. And for years you have been signing, yes, I'm the parent of the child. I'm the guardian of the child. You are the mother that God gave you the power. You named the child yourself. You had the child within your tummy for 9 months or 7, 8 months or whatever. But the court is acting out of presumption, acting as if it's their child. And it's true. When you signed that birth certificate at the hospital, you took certificate and gave the state of El Paso exclusive jurisdiction, exclusive ownership over your child, not knowing. And the same thing you did with the marriage decree. You gave the court a third-party interest. You gave the court of El Paso a third-party interest in your marriage, meaning everything that you have between yourself and your husband, and they gave you a license. I will explain many of these things to you as we continue. But it's very important for you to understand. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't be down on yourself. You just need to understand the battle you're fighting. It took me 6 months. I've read over 1,000 books on law, family law, the court systems, and many things that when I literally did them in my court or in my case from Wyoming, I sent a few papers there. Special appearance, you saw some on the video. It caused many of these people in the court system to be panicking. But what I want you to do is this today. Today, the campaign for election is within March, I think, in El Paso. You want revenge. We all want revenge. But I don't want revenge in that manner. I want you to look at this.
I am Judge Laura Strathman. I am a lifelong El Pasoan.
See this young man right here? He doesn't know that his mom does these things.
I'm a judge.
This young man also, he doesn't know that his mom is this double-sided person or three-sided person, because she's a judge and she knows the ministerial, judicial, administrative process of how a judge operates while they're on the bench. Now, let's look at them. Let's look at her family, real to the point. Her family, they perpetuate happiness. A black dog. But yes, Judge Strathman made some bad calls. But you have to understand, she might be also under pressure from the CEOs on the top of her, above her, the guys who need to make sure that the quota is complete. You see, in every case, guys, there are monetary transactions done that you don't even understand. That for me to explain this is literally like asking for the FBI's and all these guys to come running at me. You see, this is a fraudulent system, but you have to understand, as the United States Corporation would say, it pays the bills. You see, she might be under some serious pressure. And sometimes justice has to be bent. You see the seal behind her right here? That's a Texas seal. The flag right here that I'm pointing at right here, that flag, it's a military war flag. Notice they are purposefully trying to hide the golden fringes upon these flags, guys. When you walk into this building, you don't know where you're going, but you went in thinking you're going to get justice. And instead, you went into a different jurisdiction outside of the United States of America, outside of El Paso, Texas. Yes, in your mind, you were in El Paso, physical body. But once you step across that bench, that little bar, that little separation, and yourself sat right beside the prosecutor, you are in a different world. You are on Laura Strathman's ship. You are on this crazy, deluded place that you don't understand where you were. You were outside of the United States of America. I know, I sound crazy, but it's the truth. It's legally the truth, and I can prove it. And because of that, you were on her ship. She shouted, she behaved any way she can and she please. But there are also rules that a judge must follow. And I'm going to share them with you. I want you to understand what's going on here. So as we stroll down on this page, you'll see some stuff going on. Don't forget, yes, Texas has a judicial code, right, for misconduct and whatsoever. And these codes are called canons, guys. And these canons are very, very important. Let's take a look. Yes, these canons are very powerful. They are so powerful that if you go to Wikipedia or Google, canons are ecclesiastical authority. I want you to read this with me. You could type this whenever you get a chance, guys. Is an authority which the church has been given by who? By Jesus Christ. But hold up. I know you're wondering, but how does this tie in to canons? Ecclesiastical authority. If you're in the Catholic Church or you're a part of any religion and believe in God, so rejoice, you will know for a fact that the power that came down was bestowed upon Jesus. And the power that Jesus has comes from God Almighty, the Father God. And this power is what the forefathers, the founding fathers of the United States of America, used whenever they came about with the Constitution. Yes, unalienable rights. Yes, rights, natural rights, privileges, and license, and so forth. But God gave us our children. It was him who said in the book of Jeremiah, he knew us. He can count all the hair upon our head. He knew us from we were within our mother's womb. Notice Jesus. The Bible says God said the Father knows us from we were within our mother's, not our parents' womb, our parent womb, our mother womb. And because of this, all power and authority was given to the church by who? Yes. Now let's look at canon real quick. Here's a definition. It's Wikipedia. You can do some further research. Canon law is a set of ordinances, regulations made by ecclesiastical authority for government of a Christian organization or church and its members. Hold on. Then let's jump to this website. Here's a website that you might not be familiarized with. The State Commission on Judicial Misconduct. Yes, judicial misconduct in Texas. Right? By all those lawyers who think that they can do anything and get away with it. But before we even jump to this case, I just want you to know, yes, judges and lawyers can get punished. I placed the conduct right here. Our legal system is based on the principle that an independent, fair, and competent judiciary will interpret and apply the laws that govern us. The role of the judiciary is central. This is their preamble, guys. Intrinsic to the section of the code. Right, guys? I don't want to be blabbering, making this video too long. But I want you to notice this. The judge here is an arbiter of facts and law for the resolution of disputes and a highly visible symbol of government under the rule of law. Now, I want you to hold your hand, right or left hand, hold it above your head. Hold it above your head and turn it to face your head, your palm facing the top of your head. You are standing under your palm, whether left hand or right hand. Just hold the palm facing your head, and you're standing under. So the law, the judge is a what? Arbiter, and she stands under the law. But below there are canons. And what we said canons were again, guys? Let's go. We say canon law. We're not just talking about the law. Guys, I know you might think that, oh, hold on. Something is wrong here. You're talking about canon law, and this is relating with the church. Remember, there's laws that say the church and the state, they act as if they're not together, but they are. But I want you to understand that the power of the church over canons are very, very, very important, right? These are the canon. And it's as if the ecclesiastical laws of Jesus, so to speak, is literally working within this. I know you might not understand what I'm driving at, but as I try to explain more and more to you, you will see. But I want you to understand that judges can be punished. And these canons, you know those canons from the olden days when on the ships, when you used to fire the cannons and it destroy another ship? Notice canon, and I used the word earlier that you went on Laura Stropman's ship, her courtroom, where those flags were, and that big seal of Texas. You went in voluntarily thinking that you were in the United States. Yes, you are physically there, but you were out of your jurisdiction. That's why the constitutional laws does not apply right there, unless you invoke them. I will teach you how to do all that. Canon laws. You can read these canons. These canons are what's going to shoot the ship down, that ship that Laura Stropman is upon, and her belief system that, yes, she can do anything and get away with it. But that's not true. That's not true. There are systems that are there to punish judges. And I want you to stroll through these, and you will find one that is similar to your case. But how can you understand the canons, and how can you write them? That's where this comes in. You go here. This is a case, a literal case. A judge being disciplined. He is being disciplined because he thought that he was above the law. And here is his case. Judge Gray, Honorable Randy Gray. And these are the things that he did. He was brought before the judicial board because someone or a group of people filed their complaint against the corporation employee. As you can see in this letter, or this reprimanding judicial finding, here you can see their seal. The same one that you saw behind. Let's go right there real quick. The same one that we saw behind Laura. That seal, here it is. So they were within their corporation. You came in and one of their employees broke the laws. So you filed a complaint. And here's the complaint filed against this person. But I want you to understand the structure in which this complaint was filed. So that whenever you filed your complaint against any judge or lawyer, you know how to do it. You see, I don't just want you to not know what to do, but I want you to know how to do it. And how you can is very important. These are some of the things that were filed and the findings that were found against them, guys. Don't have to read through all of this. You could come here. I made sure I placed this there. But the relevant standard, this is what is very important. How did we utilize the canon, the book that I shared with you earlier? This one? How did they utilize these canons to write which canon the judge broke and file the complaint? And where to file the complaint? It's within the link on the same website. Canon 2A of the Texas Code of Judicial Conduct states, in relevant part, a judge shall comply with the law. So let's go to the canon. So canon, write it down, canon 2A, that's the law that applies to this judge. He didn't comply with the law. So let's go into the booklet and find canon. So here we are at canon 1, as you can see, canon 1 of the Texas Code of Judicial Misconduct or Conduct. Let's go down to canon 2. We need to find it to understand how this thing works. So you see how it works? We're strolling down and down. We need to find canon number 2 real quick. And let's see where it is. Compensation. Oh, we passed it. Wow. Guys, I'm not in my glasses right now. Now, this is very important. Canon number 4, here it is right here. You can stroll through this and find out if there are any things. Canon number 3. Let's find canon number 2. Canon number 2. Here it is. Canon number 2. Oh my God, I never saw it. Okay. Avoid impropriety, and the appearance of impropriety. Now, we might not be 100% clear on these words, so it's always helpful to get an English dictionary or a Black's Law dictionary. What I might do is add a Black Law dictionary to the site so you can have one. So whenever you use words, you will know what they mean. So you understand the battle and the people in which you are fighting against. So this is what's important, guys. A judge shall comply with the law. And this was A, right? Notice? Canon 2. Letter A. And this was how they wrote it on, let me jump right here quick. Canon 2, verse A, right? Canon 2, verse A. And that was how they wrote it for Judge Gray, right? So let's jump back real quick. Let's make sure we're there. So let's say the judge did something bad. A judge shall not allow any relationship. For many of you in a group, I've heard you said that the judge had a relationship with any particular person. And listen, Canon 2b, a judge shall not allow any relationship to influence judicial conduct or judgment. Meaning she judged your case fraudulently based on the fact that she had a relationship with another lawyer, not just a physical relationship, good friends or ex-husband or so forth, as many of you have been made and mentioned in the group. A judge shall not lend the prestige of judicial office to advance the private interests of the judge or others. Let's say the other lawyer, by helping this client or this defendant, this other defendant made an agreement with this lawyer, and it was supposed to get some property in El Paso or something if they win the case and win custody. So what would happen is the judge and the other lawyers sat in the chambers and discussed the case and explained what is at stake, the profits that they will make, and so forth. And then the judge, out of presumption and out of her buddy or friends, chose to break the law. She did this. And this is what we are saying when we say you need to know the canons, which are ecclesiastical, to pull down these cards. All judges, lawyers can be reprimanded. I need you to understand this. And it takes a complaint, but it takes people who knows how to do it. If you know how to file the complaint, come here, find the canon. Then you come to this website. Let's go to the home page. Here it is. And file the complaint against their employees who are a part of the bar, who are a part of this corporation, and you file this complaint. Get it notarized or send it via email or call them. Literally call them. File your complaint about what you saw in your case. You might not know what's wrong with the legal system or the laws and the statutes that are within Texas that they broke. But what you can do is within the group, share it, or within this website, share your case via video. Share it. Tell it, because the voice of many can stop the voice of one. If fraud is fraud, it needs to stop. And this is how it stops. And listen, the canon is very powerful. You are not weak and helpless as you thought. You have help. And we are going to fix this. We're going to make the 388 the best for families to go in there and literally get justice. If not, we need a reformation. They need to look at the entire system, which is also fraudulent, and fix it. They need to fix it, and the only way we can is one judge, one lawyer at a time. It will take time. We might replace Laura, but we put in someone else who does the same, and even worse. So we need to fix the stream of the river from the top. Because if the top of the river is bloody, everything rolls down the river or flows down the river is blood. We are in commerce, guys. It's not just your kids you're dealing with. That's why they use patented terms that they copyright, and they call them in the best interest of the child. Your child says she wants to stay with this parent, which is their words that you think it's okay, but it's legally wrong. It's not parent, you're the father or the mother. But the child doesn't want to stay with the dad because of past history. The child wants to stay with you. So they put an age group. But you go in there arguing and fighting and making all the noise, but not knowing that you are already in contract with them from the marriage divorce decree and the marriage license. You don't know that this is what they have over you. So what you need to do is get these things back, but you don't know how to rescind them, how to do this so the judge look at you and talk with you with respect. Your children or your son or daughter, it's your property. You can bring your DNA results. There's so much stuff that you can do to make the judges shut their mouth up and leave you alone with your children. But if you keep contracting with them, they will act out of presumption. They will be rude to you, talk to you as if you're a little kid, because you gave them that power. You went into their courthouse. You signed those contracts. And because you signed those contracts, you have to play on the court. Your husband or girlfriend who brought you into this lawsuit or this court system doesn't really understand that this is just a fraud to drain your energy, to make that money that you're paying these lawyers could have been used to give your kid for their betterment. They are trying to just extort you of child support money. If you can pay the child support, even if you're the best parent or not, they're going to try to give the kid to the parent who can't afford it or try to mix it up. This is just a game. And it can hurt you mentally real bad. And it can hurt you financially. They have nothing. They have no feelings, no heart in this matter. Think about what I just say. They have no feelings or heart into this matter. You're just like a cattle. You mean nothing. Your children can say what they want and they don't listen. They can't hear you because in their fictional world, they can't talk to a physical, living human being. You have to literally contract yourself with them through the all capital name. These things I will disclose many to you. But I do want you to understand, you're not alone. I understand what you're going through. Worse, if you don't understand the system, it's just going to tear you apart. So this website, guys, is for you. I want you to share your stories with me. I want you to send them, do a video on YouTube so I can see them, post them on the side of this website, and help you to understand more of how to fix this. You can leave a comment below here, guys. Below here, there'll be a comment that you can see. I'm working on it. Trust me, I'm working on this. Now, this case here, you can listen to judges getting punished.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
In their committee.
Please make yourself comfortable.
Okay.
And I want you to know that your voice counts. If you feel something was wrong in your case, you need to file a complaint. If you have at least 100, if we have at least 100 complaints filed or 20 complaints filed, the judicial department has to take notice of it. If even all of El Paso who have been victimized and can bring their case towards a person to form a group together, and what you do, you get an affidavit of, I just want to say this on this video, but we can't, because we know that the enemy of this group, or of the Reformation Act of the 338 group, we need to reform the 388, guys. It's very bad. And by doing this, we will get the people in to do justice. And you have to understand, each time new persons come, a bad apple might come in. And I don't want you to think that, yes, you see, but you have to also understand that the same system keeps re-electing Laura Stropman. It's because they know that she's doing what they want. And we know that as soon as they get another puppet to go in, and you vote for these puppets, they're going to play the same role again. So we need not just to get rid of these people out of the system. We need to fix the entire system, because it's corrupted. It goes all the way down to the police's guy. The CPS, all these people come to your home. The State Department with foster care. This is not just Laura Stropman. It's bigger than her. That's why she acts the way she acts, because she knows she can be backed by the, I'm corrupt, what happened to the others? But one thing you do know, if everyone is pointing at one person in a bad group, the guys at the top would rather one person fall than the entire thing falls. Sorry about that. So one thing we do need to do is to put in these documents. We need to look at our cases carefully. And how you can do this is share them within the group. But you need to understand that the enemy will come into the group and you don't know who the enemy is. But you need to share these videos. Upload them on YouTube. It might be personal to you and you don't want people to know. But if you had shared them while you were going through the process, other people would help you. Because the people, we the people, it is the people who gave these judges power. In the Constitution, we the people of the United States of America. It's us who set up the government and not the government who set us up. We gave the government power. They are our employees. So we need to know who we are. And that's why we keep losing in courts. When we don't know who we are and what we are. And God tries to teach us this. When Jesus was going through his courts in Pilate, Jesus would always say, "And who do you say I am?" The Bible has this ecclesiastical authority. If you know who you are, the prosecutor cannot tell you who you are. The judge cannot tell you who you are because you know who you are. And that's what I will explain to you in our next video. Please share. We need to start to fix the 388 Judicial District Court. We need to fix it. It needs to be fixed. The judicial system, you'll file your complaint, they'll see them. They might not act. But if 100 comes in, they have to take notice. If we go to the news with this, the fraud will be brought out into the light. The media might not want to bring it out. But if 100 people keep sharing the message of what has been happening to them, posting their case, what was said to them, and if you had recordings or evidence of this, these are substantial that can substantiate a claim, a lawsuit that can help you to recoup some of the money that many of these crooked lawyers, carnivorous lawyers had used to rob you. literally take your child from you without real proper due process of the law that we saw in the canon. From today, I want you to focus. If you feel down, you need to get in the group. If you feel like you lack energy, you're going to have to reach out to me online. But I want us to keep this in a group because we, the group, not what I want, what you want, and what is right for your kids and for you, and what is right for El Paso. Justice must prevail.